So I'm very happy to introduce Susan Wilson, who is from a program called Reading to End Racism. And she came and spoke to our parents group the other night, and I was so excited about it. And I said, you know what? I need to reach out to Mr. Berry and have him make a video about this so that parents can learn what this program's about, why it's so cool, why it's fantastic, the origins of the program, and maybe Susan could talk a little bit about it. And there's volunteer opportunities for parents too, and for community members, anyone that's interested in being in the school and helping with this exciting project.
It's in the Swoop Scoop, so people can find out dates and times in the Swoop Scoop.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. So thank you so much, and I'm delighted to be invited to talk about this, especially because Union Elementary, I think, and I could have the history a little bit wrong, but could be the first place where Reading to End Racism took place. And many parents, or at least, and teachers at Union Elementary may remember that that we've been here before, but it's been a couple years hiatus. So we're delighted to be back. We're now reading in almost 11 elementary schools throughout central Vermont. But I want to remind you, and you're going to have a hard time seeing this, but this is Paige Wadley Bailey, who was a well-known member of the Montpelier community and the education community. And she was part of the beginnings of Reading to End Racism, now more than 20 years ago, and continued her work to build bridges across difference, to develop a sense of inclusion for all children, and in a kind and gentle and a safe way where everyone feels like they're part of the solution. So it's in her honor that we're here. This year, we're going to be reading on November 8th, and we invite parents to be volunteers, as your principal said. And one of the books I just brought just out of the collection is one called New Shoes, which maybe many of you have seen. But a volunteer will come and read a book like this that takes a slice out of, in this case, the Jim Crow era, and talks a little bit about what it was like to be a child through the child's eyes, to not be able to go into a store and try on shoes, and their innovative way of solving that problem. So we talk about these issues that are very complex, and some of them still very relevant today, even if we don't have the explicit Jim Crow laws, and it helps children to see how kids are part of the solution, how they create ways in which change can happen. These two cousins, as it turns out, create their own shoe store out of used shoes that they refurbish in their own community, and everyone gets to try on the shoes. And it's a lovely, lovely story. And then there's an activity that the reader might do with the classroom, with the support of the teacher, and it's about 45 minutes. But what we hope we've done is we've allowed an opportunity for you as parents and for the teachers to continue this dialogue with their students, with the children, across differences, and to support inclusion and support candid conversations about difference. So that's what we do. And we hope that it will spread, and we hope that more and more people will become involved. And not only might you be moved to read for Union, but if you're really inspired, you could join us and read at other elementary schools too. So thank you. Yeah.
What if I'm going to volunteer as a parent? How would I prepare to come into the classroom?
Right.
And what would that look like?
Right. So the first thing you would do is, if you wanted to volunteer with this program, we have at Kellogg Hubbard Library on November 3rd, I believe it is, from 10 to noon in the Hayes Room. We are doing a training orientation, an opportunity for old volunteers, new volunteers, people who are just new to this program, to come together and hear about a refresher about what we do, very briefly, and then to look at our small library of books. We have roughly 80 books that I carry around from place to place. And they help to stimulate conversations around how do I talk about race and racism with kids. And we not only have books about African Americans in this country, but also Asian Americans and Latino Americans and Native Americans and a variety of other immigrant stories that are very powerful and very useful in the classroom. So that's what we do, and we invite you to come to the training. We also invite you to contact me directly, and your principal and the administration know how to reach me, and I'd be happy to plug you in. I've responded to many individual emails, and I would be happy to do that. My name is Susan Wilson, and I live locally, so it's real easy to get a hold of me.